Oh, hey there, folks. It's Jimmy Stewart here, hoping this is finding you all doing well. Well, it's Friday, and it's going to be Acoustic Friday because, again, I just picked this up a little while ago. The good folks at Firefly sent me this for review and demo, and if you have not seen that, please check it out. I'll leave a link here on the page. This is the new GT01-E. This is their acoustic line. This is the second batch of acoustic lines that they came out with just fairly recently. And this is the thin line version. And people were saying, Jimmy, the thin line version, how thin is it? Well, it's not as thin as I thought it was going to be, which is actually a bonus in my book, because playing it acoustically, I was really surprised when I did my initial review of this of how it projects, and it projects very, very nicely in an acoustic environment. I mean, listen to it. Very, very nice. Now, compared to the original Dreadnought version, which I have one of those as well. This was the first batch of the acoustic electrics that came out from Firefly guitars. This is not an acoustic electric. This is the standard acoustic that does not have the cutout here. They did do one like that, and they did do one with the armrest on it as well in the first batch. But this is their standard Dreadnought size, and as you can tell from both of these, the thin line is thinner, of course. So this is just over 3 inches. This is about 3.5, almost 4. In fact, I can do a quick, well, let me put one of these here. Now you saw the measurements I did on this one. It's just over 3 inches. 3.124, I think, is what it came out to when I did the initial review on this guitar. And the full Dreadnought here is, in fact, it's probably going to be wider than this completely. And it is, yeah. So this is probably 4.5, maybe 5 inches. Oh, maybe not quite that much, but it's a Dreadnought size. You know what I mean? And this was their first batch. This is the DA01, or the DA02, I'm sure. DA02 F1. So as you can see, this projects more because you're moving more air. A bigger bodied guitar, thicker guitar. So yeah, you can see the difference, or hear, I should say, the difference, and see, of course, in body size. Now, I'm not going to plug any of these in today. We're going to do strictly acoustic so you can kind of grasp some of the difference. So this is louder, bolder, but again, this projects awfully nice for a thin line version, is what I'm saying. You could sit around a campfire, you could sit with a bunch of other guitarists, even if they're playing a big Dreadnought, you could still play this and sound full. Now let's move down. We have another one here. This is a Dreadnought as well. This is my Epiphone EJ160 John Lennon signature. So this is about the same size as this guitar. Yeah. So that's the Epiphone. So these are basically the same size. The Epiphone might be slightly, I think basically they're the same size. You know, with the binding, they're the same. So the difference obviously in the Epiphone is that this doesn't utilize the piezo system. This utilizes a P100 built into the neck position here. So you plug it in just like a regular guitar, no batteries or any of that kind of stuff. Now, let's show you the difference in size compared to something like a, compared to a 3/4. Now this is a 3/4 travel guitar. This is my Harley Benton. One of the first reviews I ever did was on this guitar. This is the Harley Benton Travel Mahogany, the GS Travel E. And the reason that it's an E is this is the electric version that does have a piezo in here. But this is a 3/4 guitar. Surprising projection out of such a small body guitar. Again, this is a 3/4 in comparison to something like the thin line here. Now you can see the difference in these. Yeah, so it's a much smaller guitar, but thickness-wise, it is about the same as the thin line. Maybe just slightly thicker. But body-wise, obviously, you can tell that it's much smaller. So not projecting as much air and as much volume. But again, surprising that you don't lose a lot of it. You'll get more highs, sort of a more trebly sounding guitar out of the bass side of it. Gotta have that to every guitar now, right? So anyway, as you can tell, it's a little bit shorter, obviously, smaller in scale. But even for big hands like me on this particular guitar, it's a little bit more crowded down here because it is shorter and smaller. But I can still finger the notes. So that's the Harley Benton. Again, this is a travel guitar, 3/4. Now we even have smaller than this if you wanted to go down to it. Let's take a look at that as well. Okay, so this is a Parlor guitar. This is quite small, as you can tell, the difference in the sizes in these bodies. The thickness on this is about the same thickness as it is on the Travel. I'm going to say it's right around that 3-inch mark. But this is a Parlor size. Now this is a 1964 Framus. This has been passed down from friends in the family, and this was bought brand new back in Germany in 1964. Now you can see that's almost got like a banjo sound to it because, again, your string length is shorter, everything is smaller. It increases the treble response instead of the bass response, but still very, very cool sounding. So there's a Parlor size guitar. Now you can see the major differences in those sizes. So what does this one actually match up to? Well, honestly, I think it matches closely, not with its brother, the Dreadnought here, but I think it's more of a 000 type size. And I happen to have one of those as well. Let me grab it. Okay, so here is my Martin. This is a Martin 000C 16 GTE. This is their electronic, or, you know, acoustic electric version of the 000C. This is a 2000. And as you can see on this is set up very similar to the GT01 here because it has the prefix system in it. This has got, as you can see, the Fishman Presys built into the side. This is a Prefix Pro built into the side of the Martin. And as you can see, these are cutaways. The Martin is thicker. Again, this is a thin line. The Martin is thicker by about almost an inch. But they both have the spruce tops. But I think it's closer in projection-wise to this particular guitar than it is to a full Dreadnought, as we kind of saw bringing it against this one. Let's see this. go. So this is the Martin 00C. I think it's in shape-wise, projection-wise, acoustically, probably sounds closer to a 00C body style, an auditorium size body, than it does to a full Dreadnought. But again, I was surprised, because it is a thin line, that it does have as much projection as it actually does. And that's why I wanted to compare them today to acoustics. Now, this is an electric acoustic. This is an acoustic. That's an electric acoustic. Even my Harley Benton has the piezo system in it. And of course, the Framus, the 64 Framus, is a Parlor style, not electric. But you can see in here the projection in body size from each one of these guitars. And this is surprisingly loud, I think, in comparison to all of them. Now, wait, I have another. Let me get a full big body Dreadnought, and we'll check that out. Okay, so here's my Martin HD 35. And anybody that remembers the review that I did on the DA02 here, you know that it has a 3-piece back on it. So I did kind of compare it to my HD 35 because that's got the 3-piece back on it as well. And these are basically the same size guitars, although the body on the HD is slightly larger. I just took this out of the case just now and haven't even touched the strings on it, and it's right in tune, right out of the case. It hasn't been out in quite a while. So there it is, the HD 35 from Martin is the biggest Dreadnought that I have, and it's a full big body 3-piece back guitar, very similar. When you start talking about this Dreadnought here, and then when you compare it to the thin line, the new GT01, again, bigger bodied, in comparison to again, surprisingly, this projects and sounds acoustically very, very close to a lot of these guitars. So, you know, again, I wanted to go through that with you, give you an aspect of different size acoustics that are out there. You know, your large body Dreadnoughts, your smaller 00Cs like my other Martin, the thin lines like this, the Epiphone, the smaller 3/4 travel guitars, even a Parlor guitar. So you have an idea of what's going on acoustically with the size of the body. A lot of it has to do with what kind of top, whether it's a spruce top, whether it's a mahogany top, you know, those types of things. So Just thought I'd do a little Acoustic Friday for you all to keep you going throughout the weekend. And we get some more surprises coming up here at the channel as well, because as you will see in a lot of these guitars, there's one that I don't have, and hopefully we'll fix that situation here shortly. So we're going to wrap it up for today, folks. Thank you so much for stopping into the channel. We had a nice little Acoustic Friday, and I was able to show you some of the different sizes of acoustics and the different bodies and how they project and how they sound acoustically. All right? For all the friends and folks that have subscribed to the channel, thank you so very, very much. If you are still on the fence about it and you haven't subscribed yet, hey, that's right, come on over to the good side. We would love to have you on board. So until next time, folks, it's Jimmy Stewart saying so long. Take care of yourselves. Please stay safe. Please stay healthy. Be kind to each other. And we'll talk to you all again very, very soon. Bye-bye for now.